Hi there, our very dear friends. The first game of the Champions League semi-finals has taken place. Thus, today we have AC Milan and Inter clashing at San Siro. Share in the comments below your predictions for this all-Milanese derby, and do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, let's get the show on the pitch. Sergio Busquets, he will leave the club in the summer. Eintracht Frankfurt have announced that the head coach Oliver Glasner will leave the club when the season ends. Arsenal are set to reward Aaron Ramsdale's key role this season with an improved contract. Extensions for both Bukayo Saka and William Saliba are also being worked on, The Times reports. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is in direct contact with agent Roberto Calenda about a renewal for Victor Osimhen. Lionel Messi will not make any decisions on his future until the end of Liga 1, RMC Sport informs. Thomas Müller is considering leaving Bayern Munich in the summer. The German has struggled for game minutes lately and feels underappreciated by the club. Despite that, Thomas has no plans to hang up his boots just yet, wanting to play at least one more campaign at the trophy-chasing club. Carlo Ancelotti has managed his 190th Champions League match, matching Sir Alex Ferguson's record for the most appearances as a head coach in the tournament. Liverpool are considering making their first official bid to Inter Milan for Nicola Barella. Despite the lack of playing minutes, Bayern Munich striker Mathis Tel has no intention to leave the Rotten in the summer. The matter was announced by his representative Gadiri Camara. Marseille's Dimitri Payet could receive a 5-game ban for slapping Lens assistant coach Yannick Cahuzac. Villarreal would be willing to let their defender Pau Torres go for 30 million euros, as his contract is about to expire next summer, according to Tutto Mercato. Kevin De Bruyne scores for Manchester City in the Champions League semi-final first leg for the third consecutive year. Juventus defender Mattia De Sciglio has undergone successful surgery after tearing his cruciate ligament, an injury which the footballer picked up during the recent fixture against Lecce, the Torino press office notifies. Manuel Neuer has returned to Bayern Munich training for the first time since breaking his leg in a skiing accident late last year. West Ham United will allow Declan Rice to leave this summer if they receive an offer worth £120 million from a Champions League club, Sky Sports understands. Right back Nahuel Molina has been selected as Atletico Madrid Player of the Month for April. Nantes have terminated the contract with their team's head coach, Antoine Camboire. The U19 coach, Pierre Aristide, will be the interim coach until the end of the season. Today, I'm more motivated than ever. I'm almost 37 years old, but I have the same motivations as a young boy. I have a great opportunity to win the Champions League. AC Milan striker Olivier Giroud was quoted as saying by Football Italia. Bayer Leverkusen are working on a transfer for Granit Xhaka from Arsenal, Sport 1 claims. Vinicius Jr. has made a goal contribution in his last 10 consecutive games for Real Madrid, the longest streak in the Brazilian's career. Manchester United and Chelsea are keeping tabs on Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana. The Nerazzurri will demand at least 50 million euros for Cameroon international, Gianluca Di Marzio shared. Lyon's new owner, John Textor, has assured that Laurent Blanc will remain the team's boss, despite the departure of club president Jean-Michel Aulas. Barcelona are currently not advancing with Ansu Fati and Ruben Neves' swap deal with the Wolves despite links. The Portuguese midfielder isn't a priority target for Xavi, Fabrizio Romano notes. Jose Mourinho? He is the right man for the job at Roma. It's important to keep him because Roma must find continuity. Il Messaggero reports words of former AC Roma defender Juan. Borussia Dortmund have added Ajax defensive midfielder Edson Alvarez to their transfer shortlist for the summer. Very good relations were formed between the parties after last year's agreement on Sebastian Aller. Manchester United are set to offer £13 million more than Kim Min-jae's release clause in order to land the Napoli defender, Corriere dello Sport notifies. Vinicius Jr. on the left, Mbappe and Haaland as up front. Someone please put them together in the team, Thierry Henry asked. Talks are in progress between Inter and Alessandro Bastoni to try to reach an agreement for a long-term contract extension with an important increase in salary. The Nerazzurri have offered €5 million a year. The PSG board will arrange a meeting with the Ultras who staged protests at the club's headquarters last week, Le Parisien states. The appointment of Mauricio Pochettino could help Chelsea to prolong N'Golo Kanté's contract, The Telegraph writes. There was only one match yesterday, but it was the first top notch of the Champions League semi-finals. The result is in front of you. Moving on to the most interesting news of the release. The first leg between Real Madrid and Manchester City in the Champions League semi-finals met the expectations of at least neutral viewers. The Whites opened the scoreline at the 36th minute, thanks to a masterful outside-the-box strike from Vinicius. Though, at the 67th minute, Kevin De Bruyne made the difference on a scoreboard with an equally brilliant shot. After the final whistle, the teams thanked each other for a great game. The emotions of Vinicius and Kyle Walker, who had a tense duel on the same wing, were especially telling. Nevertheless, things ended up in a 1-1 draw, so everything will be decided in Manchester. The crazy 24 hours of rumors surrounding Lionel Messi's future are finally behind us. In the afternoon, the French media stated that the PSG striker agreed on a move to Al Hilal. Apparently, the Argentine's contract with the Arabian side is valid for 2 years, with the World Cup winner's salary being an enormous 600 million euros per year, which is an absolute record for football. However, Lionel's father and agent, Jorge Messi, denied the news later on. There is absolutely nothing agreed with any club for next season. We will decide at the end of the season. Nothing is signed, agreed, or verbally agreed. Only fake news using Leo's name, the statement reads. Meanwhile, insider Gerard Romero writes that the following situation has now developed. In Messi's entourage, there are people who want money from Saudi Arabia. Others, including Leo himself, want to return to Barcelona. Mauricio Pochettino, who is one step away from being appointed Chelsea boss, wants to kick off his work at the London club by recruiting a new goalkeeper, midfielder, and striker. However, the manager will need to sell some parts of the already bloated squad before bringing in newcomers. Marc Cucurella and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could be the first to leave Stamford Bridge during the summer overhaul. Chelsea board want to offer them to Atletico Madrid, thus making them lower the price of João Felix and eventually buying the Portuguese out from Los Colchoneros. Pochettino is also looking to sign Bayern Munich winger Sadio Mane and Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. The Italian champions flatly refuse to sell the Nigerian international, but Chelsea will try the same method used during talks for Felix, offering Christian Pulisic to the Parthenopeans. As for Pochettino and his appointment, Chelsea, according to the latest rumors, could introduce him as early as this week. Manchester United have prepared a huge offer for the recruitment of Benfica forward Gonçalo Ramos. The club is willing to pay £70 million for the footballer, but the amount could theoretically rise to £100 million, setting a club record for the Red Devils, the Mirror writes. Manchester United head coach Erik ten Hag approves Ramos' candidacy. Still, Tottenham Hotspur leader Harry Kane remains the main priority, but United boss realized that it could be very hard to take the Three Lions captain from the Spurs camp. That is why Ramos and other alternative options are being considered. Real Madrid will try to sign Erling Haaland from Manchester City next summer. There is a sincere belief in the Merengues board that Haaland will wear the club's shirt sooner or later, but the only question is when exactly it will happen. Real Madrid have been monitoring the Norwegian Cyborg since 2017 and were confident of a 2022 move, especially after a productive meeting with the footballer's late agent Mino Raiola and Haaland's father Alf Inge. But the guy eventually moved to Manchester City, tempted by the opportunity to work with Pep Guardiola. However, Madrid are keen on reviving their interest in Haaland and offer him a contract in the summer of 2024. Erling's current deal with the Citizens is valid until the end of June 2027. Guys, we have already prepared for you extra content from our other projects. Click on the links and have a good time watching. Thank you, have a nice one, and see you in a bit.